It's another beautiful summer evening in Madison, Wisconsin. Forward Madison playing host to New England Revolution 2 from Breese-Stevens Field. Tonight's match is presented by Dairyland. I'm Josh Eastern, looking forward to this one tonight. People trying to stay cool on this warm summer night in Madison. These two teams faced off just about 2 weeks ago. It was a win for Revs 2, so can Madison get some revenge tonight? A look at our Dairyland standings in USL League One. Both these teams coming in right at the playoff line. New England is in the playoffs as things speak in 6th spot. Forward Madison still on 13 points, the same as Revs 2, just a spot below in 7th spot. A look at our Canopy Wealth Management player to watch. It is Jake Keegan coming in with a team-high 4 goals, which through 9 games already matches Michael Vang's team-leading 4 goals from last year. Keegan, of course, brought in to be that reliable goal scorer and has been for the most part, but had a conversation with Carl Craig this week saying his finishing hasn't quite been consistent enough. So can he springboard this Madison attack that has only scored 3 goals in the last 4 games? On the other side, Justin Rennicks finally able to score his first goal of the season on Saturday against North Texas. Clint P.A. told us he thought Rennicks maybe felt a bit of frustration with the lack of production and was putting some pressure on himself to find that goal. So now he hopes his striker can use that goal as confidence building to take that next step. He does have a couple of assists this season for Revs 2, but finally able to get that goal. And going back to last year, he was also able to capture a couple goals, including against Forward Madison. So Madison is ready. We hope you are too. Can Madison exact that revenge on Revs 2, or will New England stroll in here again and capture all 3 points? Lineups and first kick coming up next from Breese-Stevens Field.
Dairyland is getting there everyday land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
Farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. E-I-E-I Odyssey.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Back here at Breese-Stevens Field, tonight's match is presented by UW Credit Union. Forward Madison and New England Revolution 2 as the teams making their way out onto the field as we speak. And a look at our starting lineups presented by the Madison Concourse Hotel. And here is the lineup. Of course, Christian Enriquez back in that 11 for Madison. He'll be the anchor of that midfield. That'll give Gomez and Malloy some freedom to get into the attack. Fuson and Gebhard will provide width while Keegan plays through the middle in the attack. Well, coming off the bench tonight will be Michael Sekulius, but he scored this worldie of a goal a couple of weeks ago. Back to his right foot, curler for the top corner, and look at the reaction on Phil Brino. Nothing he could do about that one. Sekulius will be coming off the bench tonight for Clint P.A. A look at that starting 11 for Revs 2. Joe Rice gets another start in goal. Colin Verfurth makes just his third appearance on the season for Revs 2. And while Sierakowski, Rennick, and Rivera will lead the line for New England Revolution 2. Plenty of quality on that bench as well. So we are just about set to go. Tonight's referee is Catherine McCormick. She sets her watch. It's Justin Rennick who stands over it, and we'll get this night started. Beautiful summer evening in Madison, Wisconsin. Thanks for being with us. Forward Madison and New England Revolution 2. Well, last time out for Revs 2, that was a game to remember for sure. A 3-0 win over the 2019 champions North Texas. Rennick, Spalding, and Rivera all getting on the score sheet. Rivera from the penalty spot. But the thing that Clint P.A. was most happy about was his team took good care of the ball, and he said that was a point of emphasis, to not give the ball away cheaply. He thought it was a comfortable performance in that second half. They got the win, they got the 3 points, and that's why both these teams are locked on 13 coming into this one. As for Madison, it's been a week since they have played. They played last week in Greenville, a 2-2 draw. Of course, Aaron Malloy scoring both of those goals, one of them a worldie from outside the box. The second was from the penalty spot. They had a 2-0 advantage, and Carl Craig said just overall disappointed not to get the win on the night. He thought Greenville had the better of the second half, thought the tempo was just a bit too slow. So we'll see what they can do here coming back home tonight against this Revs 2 team that did beat them right here a couple of weeks ago. So we'll see what gives between these two sides on this Wednesday evening. Of course, that was a 2-0 win for New England on the night. Goal on either side of halftime for New England. Noel Buck, who is also on the bench tonight, he scored the first, while Michael Sekulius, we just showed you, scored the second one later on that evening. Here's Enriquez, who will hold things down in that midfield, right next to Aaron Malloy. Diaz lifting a ball forward. There's Rosansky in the middle. He's been a big part of this Revs 2 side here in 2021, earning his 10th start here today. He has played in every single game, started every single game as well. This will be a foul as Gebhard was pulled back, and a free kick to forward Madison. A look at our UW Health Sports Medicine injury report. Thiago Mendonça and Connor Presley miss out tonight, while Justin Suko will miss out as well for forward Madison. Here's the first touch for Connor Tobin, of course wearing that captain's armband. Pride flag on there. You saw the Pride jerseys before the game for forward Madison as well. These have been making the rounds on social media. They look very, very good. Enriquez to win it back, just his third match of the season for forward Madison. Signed back on June 18th. Did not participate in that game against Revs 2, but did make his, he did, and he also played against Greenville last time out as well. So this being his third start of the season. The 22-year-old out of San Diego had spent some time just training with San Diego Loyal in the USL Championship. Now should be a big part of this forward Madison team here as this season moves along in 2021. Here's Gustavo Fernandez. look at Carl Craig, dressed for the occasion on this Wednesday night. Hoping to get his team back in the winner's circle again, looking for 3 points here tonight. It's been a rough stretch as of late. Winless in their last 5, their last win coming against South Georgia Tormenta, that 3-1 win back on May 29th. They've alternated draw and loss ever since. If the pattern continues, that would mean this one would be a loss tonight. Rosansky. England will control things here for Firth. Looking for that long diagonal ball brought down by Rivera, but he couldn't keep it in play. Another throw-in coming for forward Madison. Pardon me, this being a free kick. And a look at our Dairyland keys to the game for forward Madison. Make those chances count. 4 goals in their last 51 shots in their last 4 games. That is a 7.8% conversion rate. As this shot comes on, it's scooped up by Joe Rice. They're tied for last in USL League One in conversion rate. Forward Madison is 11%. They're tied with North Carolina. On the other side for New England, clean sheet streaking, 2 straight clean sheets, and Clint PA always likes to come away with that clean sheet. They are tied for first in the league, a couple of other clubs at 4 on the season. So his back line has been very stout. 3 at the back system, and now it's Spalding who gets into the attack, gets a shot. That did take a deflection on the way out. Looks like that came off of Tobin. It'll be the game's opening corner kick coming for New England. The Flock making their voices heard tonight, as they always do. Rojansky to take this for New England. Take this short. It's sent in low. Rennick's trying to play this to the top of the box. O'Hearn will take a touch, take another one, and then try to cross it back in. Gebhard there defending. Fuson. Now Fujiwara for New England. Giro play this down the middle. Had an option there with Carlos Gomez. Spalding defended by Malloy. Michel surveying the situation. Good early possession here for Revs 2. Firth plays this into the corner. Too much on it there for Sierakowski, and for a forward Madison throw-in. Look at Clint PA. His team coming in very good form into this one tonight. Looking to keep that going. 2 straight wins. That comes on the heels of 2 straight losses, but they have been scoring plenty of goals, multiple goals in their last 4 games. And it's always interesting to see when these clean sheets come. As we mentioned, 2 straight coming into this match for New England, but they gave up 3 goals to Richmond and 4 goals to Omaha in the previous 2 matches through this 2-game win streak and shutout streak as well. Take out those 2 losses. They had a clean sheet before that as well against Fort Lauderdale. As Gebhard gets to the end line, Too much pace there to try to get the cross in, and out for a New England goal kick. Jansky for Firth, who was one of the few Revs 2 players that did sign a contract with the first team ahead of this season. Now a chance coming here for New England again. Cross comes into the middle. Tobin there to head it away. O'Hearn on the volley, and it's just pushed aside by Brino. Tracking that across the goal mouth and pushing it out for another New England corner kick. Trying to take that one straight out of the air. Brino taking no chances as it tracked towards that bottom right-hand corner. As this will be whipped in. Brino there, gets a couple hands on it and pushes it aside. It looks like he was fouled. That'll be a free kick going back to forward Madison. Phil Brino earning his 9th start of the season. Only game he didn't play was because Chris Brady got the start on that night. Of course, the USL League One Young Player of the Year from a year ago, nearly capturing the Golden Glove, but it was actually Justin Rennicks who had other plans on the last night of the season, scoring a goal against Madison and giving it to Dallas J for a 2nd straight season. Been an interesting series overall. There is one other game in action tonight, Tormenta and TFC2. Got another screen. Good night to utilize it here in League One. Looking back at the series, last year, of course, an interesting year with Madison at Hart Park, but they did get a 2-1 win on the last night of the season against Revs 2, a very cold night over in Wauwatosa, but these two teams initially met on September 4th. It was a 4-0 Madison drubbing on the night. It was actually Colin Verfurth who scored an own goal. Michael Vang also scored on that night. So there has been a winner in each of the 3 matches between these two sides. Each team has pitched a shutout against the other. Tobin trying to head this back centrally. Will make up for his mistake there. But now maybe something opening up for Revs 2. This one slipped through. Rennicks on the receiving end. Rennicks clips this up back post on the volley. It's out of play. A good build up there from Revs 2. That final touch though not quite there. Would have been a spectacular finish if it had come off there from Rivera. This out for a goal kick. Another look at it here. Rennicks just clipping this up, and Rivera, look at all that space that he had. Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Sun starting to come out here in Madison. diagonal ball. Trying to get over the head of Sierakowski, who's back defending. Be a throw in for Giro on the near touchline. Malloy. Giro. Malloy trying to find himself in more attacking positions. That's what Carl Craig said, with Christian Enriquez slipping into that midfield. Chance for Malloy to get more involved in the attack, as he does here. And this cross headed away. Still a chance for Madison to keep it in. Malloy for Fuson. Fuson, his cross blocked down. Jansky back defending. Some pressure here from Madison as New England looks to play out. There's the giveaway. Keegan, Gomez, Enriquez. Now slowing things down. Diaz flips this in. Gebhard. Now here comes the cross. Back post. Too strong and out of play. Through the first quarter of an hour. A couple of corner kicks for New England. Nothing really doing in the attack though for Madison. Even through this winless streak for Forward Madison, it is still not their worst start in club history. They got off to a great start this season. It was their best start in club history. Going back to 2019, it took them 11 games to reach 10 points, so they are well ahead of that pace here in 2021. As Spalding has a heavy final touch and puts this out for another goal kick. Here's Fuson. Giro brought down by O'Hearn. And a free kick given to Forward Madison. We'll look at it here on the Dairyland replay. Just getting pulled down. Jansky in the middle, always controlling things and calming things for Revs 2. Good pass to find the space on the left. Rivera getting to the end line, trying to get the cross away, and does. Took a deflection on the way in, and then it's cleared away by Tobin. Third corner kick coming for New England. Comes the in-swinger. It's cleared away as far as Spalding, who will then send it back in. An easy catch for Phil Brino. Long ball over the top, looking for Gebhard. Second ball is won and played through. It's Jake Keegan who scores! There he is, back on the score sheet again. Goal number 5 on the season, and Forward Madison getting things going here at Breese. Winning that that second ball and playing it right down the heart of this New England defense. And Keegan latches onto it. We talked about him having that conversation with Carl Craig, said his finishing was not up to par. Well, that is there, and Forward Madison has the opening goal. The crowd singing, Keegan celebrating. That's a great start for the Mingos on. And that goal is presented by Dairyland. 5th this season for Keegan. Continues to set the pace for this Forward Madison side. And what a great start here for the Mingos. Haven't had too many chances coming forward, but finally they get that goal. Just their second shot of the night is goal number 1. And we talked about that conversion rate coming in for Madison. Just 4 goals in their last 51 shots over the last 4 games. There's a conversion rate close to 8%, and they came in the bottom of the league, tied with North Carolina, just an 11% conversion rate. But they get that goal to open the scoring. And for Jake Keegan, that has to feel good. His last goal coming here against Omaha a few weeks ago in the 2-1 loss. How does New England respond? They've been putting pressure on this Madison back line through the opening 20 or so minutes. Gebhard, this is headed away from him. Such an interesting way how that goal happened, just playing a ball over the top, winning a second ball, and just a quick pass through, and Keegan was clearing on goal. Here they come again. Malloy goes down. Shot from Enriquez is sliced out of play and into the crowd. Always a festive atmosphere at Breese-Stevens Field. The flock to our camera positions right side, the concession stand and rooftop seating to our left. Trying to break the lines, a good pass to find Michel. Try to get this out wide. It was blocked down, and he retrieves it again. Fends off Malloy. Trying to play through Renix. It runs through for Brino. I've seen New England try to be pretty aggressive in this final third. And that is for good reason. Clint P.A. telling us that he's really emphasized having to create their own luck and being aggressive in that area of the field. It's possession with a purpose. Don't want to just pass the ball around. And he's given his team a green light to be as dangerous in the final third as they could be. But for now, they'll be doing a bit of defending. And the flag now coming up for offside. Carl Craig has to be very pleased with his team's start tonight. But much like against Greenville, can't let off. It was interesting talking with Carl Craig this week, and just going back a few weeks ago, we talked about playing in the half spaces, but now he says teams have kind of figured out what Madison wants to do in that respect. So now it's how can we adapt and find those other spaces as Sierakowski gets in the box. He'll hold possession up for New England. It's been a nice back and forth affair so far. Fujiwara lets this run through. He'll be on the receiving end of this pass, and he'll send it into the middle. Last off the head of Justin Renix. Madison, when they score first, they have yet to lose a game. We'll see if that holds true again tonight. PA trying to break that trend. And for them, it has not been good when they have conceded first. They've yet to garner a point. This attack has so far looked like they have been feeling good so far, just looking for that opening goal. And here's a free kick opportunity now coming. Malloy taking down Sierakowski. It's the Nittany Lion taking down the Spartan. Look at it on our Dairyland replay. Just coming in, taking out Sierakowski. Plenty of Big Ten flair in this game tonight. As Michel stands over this set piece. Two-man wall for Madison. He's going to take this himself. Good power behind it, but precision not quite there. Another look at it on the Dairyland replay. Just couldn't curl it into that top corner. As Diaz is cut down. Another free kick coming for Madison this time. Just waiting for Fujiwara to move. Tobin. There's this high into the air. Spalding is there. Now it's Malloy. In for Gomez, who just scoops this up. Malloy will get back on it. There's some of that creativity from Carlos Gomez. Madison was maybe missing in the opening few games of the season. Carl Craig really likes him playing that 10 role for this Madison side. Malloy now is more of that box-to-box midfielder, and Enriquez sitting a bit deeper. Looks like Spalding playing a bit more centrally tonight, as opposed to playing out on the wing as he has in previous matches. Fujiwara playing a more advanced role as well. It's good for Clint PA to be able to adapt to the situation. This is an offside flag coming up on Ryan Sierakowski. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community. Through the Forever Proud project, the USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Last night of Pride Month, and of course both captains wearing the Pride armbands tonight as well. Just a jump ball for that bouncing ball coming through. And it's a foul against forward Madison. Look at it on the Dairyland replay. Approaching the half-hour mark here from Breese Stevens Field. Madison's goal coming from Jake Keegan. 20th minute, the assist goes to Christian Diaz as this is headed centrally. Tobin had to be careful with Renix bearing down on him. This time it's Gebhard taken down by Spalding. Free kick to Madison. Christian Diaz, his first assist on the season. Another long ball over the top. Fuson playing chase. A collision there as he hit the turf. Diaz putting some pressure on Fujiwara. String of fouls here in the last few seconds. Hearn bringing it through the center of the park, and it's taken off the ball. Enriquez will play this out for Keegan. He provides the width this time. Gets to the end line and sends this across the top of the 6. It's just defended away. Fuson in for Keegan. He looks towards goal, and it just curled the wrong way. We saw what he saw, that same angle. Couldn't find the curl towards goal. Not the only League One match on this Wednesday evening. Tormenta and TFC2, the end of their, if you want to call it, a 4-game series coming to a close tonight. Fujiwara, Michel. Sierakowski to the end line. Ushered out of play by Giro. I thought that there was a Big Ten flair in the crowd tonight. You might be sporting Justin Renix, who is an Indiana Hoosier. Plenty of Big Ten players on this field, though. Sierakowski, Michigan State. Renix, Indiana. Ruzhansky played for Maryland, as this is headed back for Joe Rice. And Malloy at Penn State. Of course, being in Madison, home of the Badgers, who Ford Madison will play in a friendly later on this year. Did so in 2019 and will again here in 2021. This one floated through the middle. Renix, Michel. To find an avenue, but there were blue jerseys streaming back in defense, and O'Hearn skies this maybe out of Bree Stevens Field, just on to the roof of the concession behind the flock. They're banging on the drums. Another one of those awesome kits, goalkeeper kit from 2019. And if you like kits, stay tuned for halftime. We'll talk again with Cassidy Sepneski about some of the kits that she has created over the past couple of years. Part 2 of our talk, that's coming up at halftime. Madison trying to hold on to this 1-0 advantage until halftime. Maybe even grow that advantage. And of course, going back to the kits from a moment we saw last week, the reversible kit being released. First half in black, second half in pink. It's played through. Giro will cut back in field. Good pressure there from O'Hearn, but Giro comes away with it. Gets this back centrally, and Gomez puts that shot just wide. Good build-up again from forward Madison, finding those spaces and trying to capitalize. Rosansky controlling things in the middle again for New England. Rivera will take this on. He wasn't too far away. Greeno was scrambling towards that near post. Good quick shot coming from that left side. Now some pressure as Madison will be forced to play out. Enriquez. Giro plays this down the line. There's Jake Keegan finding himself in those wide positions again. That's actually a spot that Carl Craig says we just need him to get back in the middle a bit more, or as much as possible. That's where he's most dangerous. He's been floating out a bit wide at times. Sometimes it's out of necessity, of course. Giro closed down quickly by Sierakowski, and Sierakowski, just a bit stronger, comes away with it. Renix. Michel. Zansky, some pressure from behind from Keegan. Able to keep it for New England. Here's Kaye, floating this in. Hearn not able to get there. And it's Fuson. Running right at Rosansky, turning him around. Gomez joining the attack as this was slipped through for Keegan. A bit too strong as Rice will scoop this up. The positioning of Sean O'Hearn has been very interesting tonight. Initially thought it'd be a back three, and it is at times, but O'Hearn has had some liberty to get a bit more forward at times. Maybe even playing as a right back with him and Spalding pinching in. Not to make too big of a leap, but that's how Pep Guardiola likes to employ his fullbacks, getting into that central midfield area and dropping the six a bit deeper in defense, as Jake Rosansky has done at times, so a similar tactic being employed by Reds 2 tonight. Enriquez. It's been a back and forth game. Things slowing down just a bit as we near halftime. Madison trying to hold strong on this advantage. Both coaches talked about their bench and how important their benches need to be. And a bit more complimentary of what his bench players have done so far this season. He's got his players have come in and really made a difference. That hasn't quite been the case for Ford Madison so far in 2021, but looking to change that as this season progresses. Well, 4th of July weekend starts with a bang when the USL on ESPN continues. Saturday, July 3rd, a Golden State clash as San Diego plays host to Sacramento Republic. July 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, capping off an action-packed day of soccer on the ESPN family of networks. Includes Euro 2020 as well. Madison will not be in action over the weekend. They're off for a decent amount of time ahead of next weekend's clash against North Texas, the first edition of El Plastico here in 2021. It'll be down in Arlington. It's too much of a surprise to say that New England has had almost 62% of the ball in this game. But as Clint P.A. told us coming into this game, it's possession with a purpose. Being more dangerous and aggressive in that final third. Talking things over his assistants, Marcelo Santos and Yuma Nomura. Malloy switches the point of attack to that right side. Gebhard. Diaz on the overlap. Cross comes in and headed away by Pierre Caille. Pull of the jersey by Michel. Madison trying to go quickly, but the referee Catherine McCormick will slow things down. A yellow card is issued. First of the match to Michel. Another look at it on the Dairyland replay. Handful of jersey there. Fairly easy decision from the referee. A Dairyland yellow card as this cross comes in. Acrobatic effort by Keegan. Going to ground again. This time he was the one fouled. Sorry, Gebhard. He scored 2 pretty important goals in this 2021 season for forward Madison. He has 3 overall. Of course, the one on reopening night here at Breese Stevens Field, and then the curling effort he had against Fort Lauderdale. What a goal that was. Here's a set piece opportunity for Revs 2. This one towards the back post, over the head of Ryan Sierakowski, and out for a goal kick. Malloy for Fuson. final few seconds of this first 45 minutes. Madison getting on the scoreboard from Jake Keegan. One last attack. We get into the Just Coffee stoppage time. We're hearing there will not be any. So last chance here for Rebs 2. Rivera blocked down, and then the second chance is put over the bar. Good last-ditch defending from forward Madison. Not sure if it was Brino or another foot that got in there. Rivera was denied right on the doorstep. Here is it on the Dairyland replay. The persistence there by Spalding. And yeah, it was Brino who came up with that big save. Once this gets put back into play, I believe halftime will be upon us, and it is. So a good first 45 minutes for the home side. They have the goal that is the difference thus far. How will New England react come half number 2? They did win on this field a couple of weeks ago, but Jake Keegan's goal is the difference so far from forward Madison. Halftime is presented by Just Coffee. Plenty of drinks and eats on this Wednesday night. A midweek match at Stevens Field. Stay with us for halftime. Plenty of action to catch you up on. It is 1-0 forward Madison. 45 more minutes upcoming.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. E-I-E-I Odyssey.
Halftime at Stevens Field. Forward Madison and New England Revolution 2. Halftime is presented by Just Coffee. Well, a couple weeks ago, we were able to show you part 1 of our interview series with Cassidy Sepneski, the kit extraordinaire for Forward Madison. And today, we start today's new edition by asking how she followed up the pink alternate kit from 2019 with the drip kit last season and what the key ingredient was.
I would say pressure was the key ingredient to the drip kit happening. We were coming off of that 2019 alternate kit, the fan voted kit of the year. We had gone through so many options for an alternate for 2020. It was kind of, how do we do this? Like, what's our approach here? And Chase and Kuba actually came to me with there was a kind of a swirling pattern that they were like, this would be neat if we could pull this off. And I had no idea how to execute it. So I had been spending a lot of time on TikTok, and I follow a lot of art themed accounts, and actually hydro dipping had been just blowing up at the time. And so I was like, oh, that's a really neat process. So I left the office. It's like mid-January. We're like in crunch time. The season starts in 6 weeks. And so it was like, I drove straight to the craft store after that conversation. And then I drove home and I was hydro dipping within like 10 minutes. And then as I pulled them out, I was sending them to Chase Akuba, and we're like, yeah, that's it. We're going to explore that a little more.
So you get that design. How does it turn into a shirt? Like, how do you present it to Hummel to say, all right, we want this to be on a shirt with Dairyland on the front and our badge on it and everything?
From this, so as you can see, it's pretty like raw art. There's bubbles in it. It's not cleaned up. I actually put probably 24 to 48 straight hours cleaning up that file by hand. So bringing it into the digital side, I don't think I slept. Picking out the colors, going from a pretty much like a 200 color scan to a 4 color shirt was the process, and then making sure it flowed right. I place it on the shirt. I put the logos on. I put the sponsors on. Chase approves it. We check colors. We talk with our factory. Hummel does a great job of kind of setting up brand standards and making sure our gear is awesome and setting us up with the right factories. But the process itself is done in-house. And so when I think Hummel were probably the last people to see it on the team because it was like already done in-house, and we sent it to our Hummel rep and we're like, yeah, this is what we want. And they were like, okay, like looks good. And so we don't bring stuff to them unless we're kind of like all the way there. But they do a great job of getting us the right resources and making sure we're keeping it high level. And
do you have a favorite kit that you have designed?
Yes. It's weird because it's my favorite, but it was probably one of the lowest received. And it's the Tropical Goalkeeper kit from last year, the colorful one. I think that pattern is just so fun, and it's I loved the vibrance of the green and kind of the different feel that brought in. We hadn't introduced a new color into our lineup before that point, and I think it kind of got lost in the shuffle of all the other stuff we were doing. And then as a goalkeeper kit, it doesn't get as much screen time. It doesn't get as much play time. But I loved that jersey. I thought the blues and the greens and the tones that were in that just all played off of each other really well, and then made our badge just absolutely pop. So that's probably the one out there that I would say is my favorite.
And of that Tropical Keeper kit that dropped a season ago. There will be more additions with my interview with Cassidy in upcoming Forward Madison halftimes throughout the season. We'll kind of sprinkle them in as this season goes along. The Just Coffee halftime show is rolling on.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked like if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Brings it down to his chest. Jordan McCreary has tied it here. Takes a hard strike, saved by Romel Gomez.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake, the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Dairyland is getting there everyday land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
News and notes from around USL League One, USL Championship, 10,000 goals. League One just a little bit farther behind at 742 coming into tonight. A search underway as John Gallus is out with FC Tucson. John Perlman will lead the club on an interim basis. And, of course, the Player of the Week, JT Kamara. It's presented by Clear Audio. Couple of Mingos on the list with Aaron Malloy and Giro. And what a goal that was from Malloy. Also, Jake Rosansky, Damian Rivera, Ryan Spalding, all finding themselves on the Clear Audio Team of the Week. A look at the goals leaders. Mario Lomis continues to set the pace in the league. Greg Hurst, following his hat trick not too long ago, is in second place with 6. McLaughlin and Hundal at 5 each. And a look at who is trying to keep those guys out of the back of the net. Rashid Nuhu has had a fantastic season so far. And, of course, the mainstays of Fitzgerald, Hara, and Jay not too far behind. And a look at the Dairyland scoreboard. It is 1-0 at TFC2. Noble Okello has the goal for TFC2 on the night. A goal from the penalty spot has the Canadians up 1-0. Look at the rest of the scores as well, as Union Omaha able to take down FC Tucson. And, of course, Revs 2, that big 3-0 win over North Texas Soccer Club on Saturday. And coming up this weekend, speaking of North Texas, Richmond and North Texas, they go at it. And this has been a mostly one-sided affair, as North Texas 4-0 so far in the series. And look at this. This is interesting. Richmond has only scored 1 goal against North Texas, but if you look at all of the other ones, Richmond and Madison are on each and every one of these. Great stat from Ryan Rose, our producer tonight, as he's digging that up. That is good stuff, so we'll see if Richmond can get on the score sheet a bit more. That leads off our Saturday. Richmond will be at home at City Stadium against the 2019 champions. You can look at the rest of the schedule. 1 game on the 4th of July, and it's the team with the American flag in their logo. Reds 2 will host Greenville Triumph on Independence Day, a matinee, 2 p.m. Eastern Time start. Of course, FC Tucson will play Fort Lauderdale. We will be back with the second half right after this.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. E-I-E-I Odyssey.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
It's the Just Coffee halftime show, and these highlights presented by Heartland Credit Union. And early on for Forward Madison, they would have really the big chances in this first half, getting into the corner and really starting to get some balls into the box. It was Gebhard getting in, and this shot scooped up by Joe Rice. That coming in the 7th minute. So early on, Madison was getting towards goal. Decent amount of shots in that first half as well, but it would be in the 20th minute that Madison would strike. Simple ball over the top, winning the second ball. Look at this ball in from Diaz, perfectly weighted. And Jake Keegan, he's not missing from there as he gets Madison on the scoreboard. That's the lone goal of the match thus far. So celebration for Keegan with Christian Diaz. The flock enjoying it as well. And maybe a couple of fans part of the flock tonight, the Dental Health Associates fans of the game, the Van Natta family. Thank you for being part of the Forward Madison family. It looks like they got their new jerseys and scarves. They are ready to go for this 2021 season. So we are just about set to go for this second half. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. Midweek action in USL League One. One of 2 games going on tonight. We'll get you a couple of halftime stats. The shots in favor of Rebs 2, 9-6. And 2 shots on target for either side. Madison has not taken a corner, while New England has 3. Those stats are presented by Rhyme. So here we go. Second half is underway. Madison has not lost a game when they've scored first, while New England has not gotten a point when they have conceded first. So what will give tonight, or will things stick to the script that we've seen so far? Gebhard. A loose pass looking for Enriquez, but it is kept in play, or so we thought. Gebhard not able to keep it in play on this near touchline. Tonight's referee is Catherine McCormick. Here's a long ball over the top, headed down for Michel. This pass looking for Sierakowski, misplaced, and then the foul. I'll send it back to forward Madison. We talked about many of Forward Madison's goals early on in the season coming in the second half. They do have 3 in the first half, but the most amount of goals they have scored in a segment of the game comes in this 45 to 60 minute segment. They've scored 4. Gebhard trying to get around Rice, who came out, and O'Hearn just has to put this straight out of play. So Madison has been good coming out of halftime. Can they continue that here tonight? Now Madison attacking towards the flock end. Giro was grabbed. This will be a free kick and a foul and a yellow card. Jake Rosansky into the book. Another look at it here on the Dairyland replay. He's holding on to Giro as he was cutting in field, and the captain is in the book. That's presented by Dairyland. Here's Aaron Malloy, who stands over this set piece now. Pretty high line here for New England. Here it comes, the in-swinger towards Rice, diving punch. It'll be a throw-in for Christian Diaz and forward Madison. Gebhard back for Diaz. Gomez. Gomez out of play. Oh, Craig has to like having Carlos Gomez back in the side. Of course, his first year in Madison, coming over from Greenville Triumph. He was very successful under John Harkes. Scored 7 goals in 2019, was hampered by some injuries. He didn't play in the first couple of matches of this season. Is making just his 5th appearance and 3rd start thus far. The Spaniard has a big difference maker, or trying to become a bigger difference maker, let's say that. Rosansky. O'Hearn. He's met by Enriquez and Malloy. O'Hearn able to get this back for Firth. Fujiwara. Rivera. This is put out. Another corner kick coming for Revs 2. It'll be 4th of the match. The youngsters getting up close with this one tonight. Right behind the goal. It'll be Rosansky who stands over it. Spalding sends this in, back post. The header is right at Brino. Looked like Pierre Caille was up for that one. It was right at the Forward Madison netminder tonight. Malloy will now find Tobin. Gomez plays this out wide for Diaz. A little interplay there with Enriquez, and now it's wide for Gomez. Here's Christian Diaz, already an assist tonight. Heavy first touch, but it's cleared out of play. Could have gone onto the street behind our camera position. And they're shouting, East Washington is right behind us. And that's where that ball went. Hopefully they get it back. Malloy taking off the ball. Now Rivera. Foul came before Gomez won it back. The free kick will go New England's way. Rivera. Really a white jersey in the area. Rannick's trying to get himself a bit more involved in this second 45 minutes. Talked about him getting that goal against North Texas last week in the 3-0 win for Revs 2. Trying to add on to that, build on what he did a week ago. Gebhard. Taken away by Rivera. Whistle blows, it'll be a foul. And a free kick going the way of Forward Madison. This one put right out of play. Well, if you're on the road or can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access show featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, the UEFA Champions League, Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Throw-in coming for New England as they look for that equalizer. Spalding, another one of those goal scorers from last week. Here's Renix. Couple of step overs as he finds some space. Michel, Renix continuing his run. It's too close to Brina, who comes off his line and receives it. Marino looking to distribute. Gebhard got his head on it. Enriquez trying to track this down, but unsuccessful at doing so. Rosansky. Spalding. Here's Kaye. Once again, it's New England, the lion's share of possession. What can they do with it? Looking for that equalizer for Firth. Trying to switch the play and does. Rivera now for Spalding. Rosansky. Not enough height on that cross. Long switch of play. This one will come off. Fuson. Giro joining the attack. Keegan through the middle. Enriquez there as well. And Fuson will sky this well out of play. You saw the intention there with the result. Just not quite there for Fuson, who gets another start on that left flank for Carl Craig. His fourth start of the season. And his 9th appearance overall in game number 10. And we saw the standings before the game. Both these teams right at the playoff line as Rivera comes in and sends this header out of play. Big game for both of these teams. Madison and New England both coming in on 13 points, 9 games played. Keegan is brought down. That'll be a foul on Jake Keegan, rather. Renix receives. Looks infield. Michel. Taken away by Gebhard. Couple of looks upfield, trying to survey his options. There aren't many. Keegan's through the middle. Now some more blue jerseys getting into the attack. Here's Enriquez. His cross, back post. Just couldn't contort his body was Aaron Malloy to get that header on frame, but he had an open header and a great chance. Goes begging for Madison. Here it is on the Dairyland replay. Good ball in from Enriquez, but just a bit behind Malloy. If that's put on frame, that is surely 2-0. So these teams right on the playoff line in terms of points on the board. If you look at points per game, it's New England in 4th, Madison in 5th. Actually, Fort Lauderdale slots in 6th spot. Remember, they play this New England side on opening night way back in April. And still some uneven matches in terms of games played. Fort Lauderdale's already played 13. Chattanooga's only played 8. So the schedule will start to slow down a bit for Fort Lauderdale, pick back up for a team like Chattanooga. Both game number 10 for Madison and New England. It's pretty much the middle of the league playing tonight. 5, 6, 7, 8, Toronto, Madison, Tormenta, and New England as things stand. These are live standings. It's Toronto who has actually stretched out its lead to 2-0 tonight. As this will be a foul and maybe another yellow card, and it will. Yellow card to Justin Renix. Oh, rather, that's given to Christian Diaz. Pardon me. Look at on the Dairyland replay. Michel. Maybe something building here for Revs 2. Cutting in field, taken off the ball. Well done by Giro. Tobin will let this run through for Brino. So no yellow card to Renix. That yellow card goes to Christian Diaz. Just past the hour mark. 1-0 to Forward Madison. Jake Keegan's 20th minute goal still standing as the lone goal on the night. All played over the top. Enriquez crosses blocked down. It'll be a corner kick for Madison. For Forward Madison, this is corner kick number 1 on the night. It's a UW Health Sports Medicine corner kick. Malloy, Gebhard standing around it. They'll play this short. Here's Gebhard, now back for Malloy. Top of the box, low drive comes in by Diaz. I think Diaz wanted to take another shot, but Tobin sent it back out. Gebhard, great first touch, but he couldn't find the second touch. Another good ball put in the box by Giro. Silky first touch, though, by Derek Gebhard to just pluck that out of the air. Carl Craig losing the jacket tonight on the warm night, rolling the sleeves up, and might be the kind of game that this second half brings for Madison. Roll those sleeves up, get the job done, get the 3 points. Here's Renix. Now the diagonal. Gebhard's there, doing a bit of defensive work. Kaye. Spalding just loses this out of play. Sounds like a Madison sub is readying. It looks like we will get it right here. That sub will be Eric Leonard coming on. Coming out will be Carlos Gomez. That's brought to you by Festival Foods. So a defensive-minded substitution here for Carl Craig. Leonard, who played in every game the first 2 years with Forward Madison, making just his 5th appearance this year. There's been some good competition in training, says Carl Craig. Play down the channel. Gebhard got his head to it. Gets his head to it again. Looks like a couple of subs now readying for Revs 2 as they look to shake up this attack. Has not been as threatening as it was in the first half. Just 2 total shots for New England in this second 45 minutes. Kaye. Fujiwara trying to fend off a couple of defenders. England will look to go quickly. Rosansky. Michel likes it on that left foot. It was blocked down by Malloy. Second chance. Not as much power on the second shot. Spalding. Michel. Curling ball in. Rivera. Gonna go through the pack of Diaz. And it's out for a goal kick. And that will mean we look over to midfield and the 2 subs coming on for New England Revolution 2. Noel Buck, Michael Sekulius. These are attack-minded substitutions, but Justin Rennicks will be replaced along with Hikaru Fujiwara. Those subs brought to you by Festival Foods. So the first couple of alterations of the night for Clint PA and New England Revolution 2. And of course, these are the 2 guys that scored last time these 2 teams met on June 19th. Noel Buck and Michael Sekulius. Buck 3 goals on the season. Sekulius, the 18-year-old, has 2 goals. He's committed to Virginia for this upcoming year to play his college soccer in Charlottesville. Giro plays this out wide for Fuson. Continues his run, gets it back. And to keep that in play, and did. Madison will recycle here. Leonard, Malloy. Diaz, it's pulled down. Free kick forward Madison. Look at it on the Dairyland replay. It's Sekulius who just came on. his 8th appearance on the season. Noel Buck has now played in every single game for making his pro debut in match number 1 of this season against Fort Lauderdale. And a good first year for Noel Buck. It's Diaz who's being stretched out by teammate Derek Gebhard. Now the trainer will come on for forward Madison. Diaz gets back on his feet, makes the slow walk off to the near touchline. We also want to give a shout out to Jason Klein, his final Forward Madison home game. He has been the voice behind one of the most unique Twitter pages, social media outlets on social media and in this soccer world. Jason Klein has done a tremendous job with this Forward Madison side, and we wish him all the very best moving forward in his future endeavors. It's been great to work with him over the past few years. He goes out like Peter Wilt goes out. The peace sign. Here's Malloy, who will slide this in on the free kick. Another long cross comes in over the head of Rice. I was happy to see that just skip out of play. Here it is again on the Dairyland replay. Rice just seeing that skip out. On the United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more info on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Is there a goal in this final 20 or so minutes for Revs 2? Here's Rivera. No hesitation. Getting this into the middle. Malloy able to clear as far as Spalding. Rosansky looking to get that back, and Gebhard puts his foot through it and sends it back downfield. New England's clean sheet streak will come to a close tonight after Keegan's goal in the 20th minute. Madison, they're trying to find their 3rd clean sheet on the season. Got one against North Carolina and against Richmond. O'Hearn bringing this forward, keeping possession. Getting it wide for Michel, and now Rosansky. Long spell of possession here for New England. Can they make it count? Kaye. Michel, I think, took that away from O'Hearn. He had ideas. Michel didn't quite see. Kaye left that behind. Buck is trying to keep this in, and Leonard clears it away. This might be a preview of the final 15 or so minutes. Revs 2 just probing for that equalizer. Spalding will cut infield. He'll get it back, continuing his run. Giro cleared it into the middle of the field. Michel now heads it forward. Tobin heads it back. Sierakowski now. O'Hearn will just go route one, and Brino's there to make the catch. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the U.S. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more. It's always funny to look through the flock and see how many different jerseys you see. I think I counted about 4 or 5 different ones. There'll be goalkeeper kits, alternate kits, road kits, home kits. They're all there. Rosansky plays this through. Rivera heads this forward, trying to get around Diaz. Was cut off at the last moment. Gebhardt and Spalding fighting for this loose ball to throw into New England. Here's Spalding again, sending this in. Back post over everybody's head. Sekulius will track this down. Final 15 minutes here from Breese-Stevens Field. Is there an equalizer in this? Sent towards goal. Noel Buck on the volley off the crossbar. Maybe the best chance of the night for Revs 2. So close there for the 16-year-old Noel Buck. And New England still searching for that equalizer. Here it is again on the Dairyland replay. One touch and the shot. The post has played a big part in this series so far this year. Of course, Madison hitting the woodwork a few times last Saturday. Well, tonight it's New England's turn. Another update from Statesboro, 2-0 TFC 2. Carlini getting the second half goal for Toronto. Another substitution coming on. Will be Manny Silva coming on. Damian Rivera will be replaced. It's almost a completely new front line. The only player still on there is Ryan Sierakowski, who got the start tonight. So 3 subs and 2 windows used by New England. Just that one sub still used by Forward Madison. And of course, that sub brought to you by Festival Foods. Enriquez. Gebhardt just saved by Rice. Tremendous fingertip save, and he keeps New England afloat. Another look at it on the Dairyland replay. Gebhardt clear in on goal. And just getting a fingertip on that to parry it out. Full stretch Joe Rice. It's a UW Health Sports Medicine corner kick for Forward Madison. Might that be an early candidate for save of the week? Not a whole lot of corner kicks in this match for Forward Madison. Here comes the in-swinger back post, and Rice able to make the catch. Kaye Another full slate of League One action starts Saturday, 6:30 Eastern Time in Richmond as North Texas comes to town, North Carolina. And Tormenta will go at it. Omaha and Chattanooga, that'll be a great one. And then Tucson, Fort Lauderdale will close out the night. Some League One late night. If you go based on points per game, Chattanooga and Omaha are at the top of the table. And then, of course, New England will take on Greenville, who's also in the mix at the top of the table. Sunday at Gillette. Another substitution coming on here for forward Madison. Marty Jepson will be called upon. Green Bay, Wisconsin native. And it's Enriquez who will make way. Second sub of the match. That's brought to you by Festival Foods. Jepson, 9th appearance on the season. His comeback season after his 2020 was pretty much cut short due to a meniscus injury. And he's been a big part of this Madison side here in 2021. A couple of years in the USL Championship with St. Louis FC. Tormenta has pulled one back. So 2 games on this Wednesday night, and 2 of them going into the final 10 or so minutes. And 1 goal margin in both. Brino makes the catch. Madison looking to hold on for all 3 points tonight. Trying to end that winless streak. Currently sits at 5 games. Last win coming on May 29th, almost a month ago, against Tormenta. That was on the road. They do have a couple of 1-0 home wins to their name this season over North Carolina and Union Omaha. Look at that, another great stat from our producer Ryan Rose. About half of the games in League One this year have finished with a 1-goal margin. Here's Spalding. Sending this in. Another volley attempt, and this one just sliced out of play. Just that final product hasn't quite been there from New England. Noel Buck has maybe been the closest tonight. The shot that hit the crossbar just a few minutes ago. Brino will take his time to put this back in, and in the meantime, final sub of the night. Tyler Freitas will come on. A 20-year-old from North Attleboro, Massachusetts. He'll replace Sean O'Hearn. It's presented by Festival Foods. And that is the final sub of the night for New England. Second appearance this young season for Freitas, who was signed back on April 16th, about a week into the season. He was the 2019 Revolution Academy Player of the Year. Look at the foul. Zakulias. Gebhard. Play to the end line, Leonard. Rosansky. Picked off by Christian Diaz. Pato flies in from his right back position. The shots pretty even across the board. Shots on target are even at 3 apiece. If you look at this game on paper, you'd think New England would have a goal, but to this point, they have not gotten it done. 5 minutes to go. And Madison right now trying to hold on to those 3 points. Sekulius wins a corner kick. Corner number 5 of the game for Revs 2. Rosansky will take again. It's a UW Health Sports Medicine corner kick. Here it comes. Still in there, Buck keeps it alive. They'll have to chase this down. Rosansky was in an offside position. Sekulius curling this in, it's headed away. Silva. Keegan there defensively. As far as Freitas. Michel clips this in again. Sekulius was up for it. Rosansky will retrieve. 4 minutes to go. Can Madison get to the finish line? Rosansky, diving header. Pops right up in the air for Brino. Connor Tobin putting his body on the line. You know, Connor Tobin would love to see this out for many reasons, including an opportunity to head down to the flock end after this one ends. Jepson. Kaye has provided a couple of goals this season. It won't come here. Brino, dangerous back pass, just gets rid of it. Nervy moment there for that forward Madison back line. There haven't been many tonight, but that was there. Looking on the Dairyland replay, just not enough mustard on that. Maybe just enough by Christian Diaz. Silva. Swarming back line so far for Ford Madison. So many numbers back defending. Michel gets in. Freitas cleared away by Gebhard. Freitas sends this in. It's cleared away quickly by Tobin. Another one floated in. Header comes back centrally. Maybe a slight appeal for handball. Catherine McCormick not seeing it there. Jepson. Trying to find space in behind for Firth, there to cut off the angle and send it back for Rice. New England has only been shut out twice in this 2021 season, once against Omaha, once against Richmond. It was both at home early on in the season. Buck for Spalding. Rosansky. Freitas has a hit, it's blocked down by Leonard. Headed back for Verfurth, and now Kaye. Approaching stoppage time. Didn't have any first half stoppage time. Michelle cutting in field. Rosansky again. Rosansky is trying to knock that around the corner. Christian Diaz said no. The stoppage time presented by Festival Foods, or pardon me, Just Coffee, is 2 minutes. Rosansky. Spalding, in swinger, dangerous ball. Tobin was up to meet it. It's been so much defending from Forward Madison in the closing stages, but they are about a minute away. Spalding, got another chance here. Sekulius sending this in, took it too far, out for a goal kick. And the fans may be starting to sense it here at Breese Stevens Field. Quick drink of water for Phil Brino as we look at the Dairyland replay. Tobin had to get there first, and did. Brino has been given a yellow card for time wasting. This one sent deep, maybe a few ticks left after that yellow card. We're through the minimum of 2 minutes. It's put straight out of play, and Madison can take some more time. There will be no more time. Madison's 5-game winless streak is over, and they exact some revenge on Revs 2, a 1-0 win. Jake Keegan's goal, the difference. Hugs from the coaching staff and celebrations here at Breese Stevens Field. Hard-fought win for Carl Craig and the Mingos tonight. Maybe a tough one to swallow there for Clint PA and New England Revolution 2. Carl Craig has to like the performance on the night as they get all 3 points. And they move up to 16 points on the season. Phil Brino pitches a shutout, 3rd clean sheet of the season for Forward Madison. There is the goal scorer, Jake Keegan. And he is our Festival Foods man of the match. His goal, the difference on the night. Back on the score sheet for the first time in a few weeks. Jake Keegan, our man of the match, and he is also the subject of our play of the match. And that is presented by Metro Kia of Madison. The assist from Christian Diaz, and the goal from Jake Keegan. That play of the match presented by Metro Kia of Madison. So celebrations, the goal scorer and the assist man. And there he is with the gaffer, Carl Craig. Well, stick with us. We'll come back and wrap things up from Breese Stevens Field. A victorious Wednesday evening in the state capital of Wisconsin. Forward Madison victorious, snapping the 5-game winless streak. We'll come back and wrap things up. It finishes Forward Madison 1, New England Revolution 2-0.
Dairyland is getting there every day land. It's room for everyone land. It's post-retirement hobby land. Dairyland is driving to your first day of work land and spending Saturdays on the road land. Dairyland is affordable auto and motorcycle insurance for you land, all to help get you there. Dairyland is your land.
Tonight for Forward Madison, Connor Tobin getting finished with his post-game celebrations, as he always does. Talking there with Aaron Malloy. Victorious night for Forward Madison, 1-0 winners. As we wrap things up here from Breese Stevens Field, we look at our save of the match presented by Dairyland. And this right near the end of the first half. And this was a big moment for Phil Brino. This was able to get Forward Madison into the halftime break with that 1-0 advantage. Just coming up with that and then forcing the shot to go out of play. Keeping it at 1-0, and Madison gets another clean sheet on the season. Their third overall. So that presented by Dairyland, the save of the match. And the flock celebrating, waving the flags as they always do. And now we look back at this 90 minutes with our full-time highlights. And they are presented by Heartland Credit Union. Forward Madison, New England Revolution 2, 20th minute. This was the difference in the match. Christian Diaz latching onto that second ball. And then it was played through, perfectly weighted for Keegan, who slotted it home for 1-0. Fifth goal on the season, team leading fifth goal on the season for Jake Keegan. Is starting to work his way up that goal scoring list in USL League One, as we showed you at halftime. Second half, it'll be a lot of Forward Madison on the break, as New England had plenty of the ball in that second half. Upwards of 65% of it. Gebhard would just play this in for Enriquez, who would send this in. And Malloy just could not contort his body to get a powerful header on that and towards goal. That was a great opportunity to make it 2-0, but couldn't quite do it. Then a few minutes later, the substitutions for New England sure did make a difference, but not on the score sheet. Nolbach finding himself in space on the right, and his shot just glancing off the crossbar and out for a goal kick there. But a few minutes later, the pressure would stay on and even be relieved for a moment, as Forward Madison would have an opportunity. This was a huge save by Joe Rice, just getting his fingertips on it to put it out of play and keep it at 1-0, but in the end, that's how it would finish at 1-0. Well, 16 shots for Revs 2, just 12 for Forward Madison. Shots on target, 3 apiece. Those stats presented by Rhyme. And a look at the Dairyland standings. Forward Madison, Toronto FC 2, victorious on the night. They move into the playoff spots, and now they are level on 16 points, but this definitely helps Madison's points per games with the teams around them having played a couple of more games. So that is going to do it for tonight's match here at Breese-Stevens Field in Madison. Madison able to snap that 5-game winless skid and exact some revenge on Revs 2, who got a win here a couple of weeks ago. So that does it for our entire crew. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long as it finishes from Breese-Stevens Field. Forward Madison 1, New England Revolution 2-0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.